Well, down at the QE2 school, I had a chance to talk with Minister Gawne. There was a lot of rumbling going on the wires today about Jersey and their fishery policy and the sort of talk that they might want to take themselves outside of the EU quota system. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, first of all, it would be enormously difficult. It would mean them having to renegotiate Protocol 3, so they'd have to do that with Europe. And my concern, having heard this, is that that also would affect us, because we are all signed up, Jersey, Guernsey and the Isle of Man, to Protocol 3 as part of the UK accession into Europe. Now, if Jersey choose to change that, I think there may be constitutional implications for us as well as a result of that, which would be of a major concern to me, particularly in terms of agriculture and fisheries, because actually the involvement with Europe is very good for the Isle of Man in terms of our trade. 90% of our fish products goes into Europe, and something like 60% of agricultural products goes into Europe. So we really, in terms of Protocol 3 and that relationship with Europe, it's a good relationship for the Isle of Man.
So basically they can't do much about it really, but if they did come out, that would have implications for us?
I think I think inevitably it would, because I think there would have to be a renegotiation of Protocol 3, the way it's been explained to me in the past anyway, because we've had examples in the past where Jersey in particular haven't been playing by the rules, and that was going to potentially affect our status because it's all part of the same protocol. So if Europe had to change the rules in relation to Europe, they would have to change them in relation to the Isle of Man as well, because it's all part of Protocol 3. Now, I'm not a constitutional lawyer and I might be wrong on that, but I would imagine that there will be an implication, a knock-on implication for us.
How are you faring by keeping within the rules? Because I know every now and again you have problems, don't you, with it?
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously frustrated that, particularly in relation to some of the European fisheries policies, that they are doing things which, to my mind, are not beneficial for a sustainable fisheries policy. But generally speaking, it's in our interests to be part of that overall policy making and legislative framework. If we move outside of that, we have to introduce our own external system. Now, there's another way in which obviously this could be done, and that's by looking for independence, which again I know is something that Jersey is sort of looking at, and certainly Guernsey have looked at in the past. If we were a sovereign state, presumably we would have to do a completely different negotiation with Europe on that basis. But these are really big questions, and I think you'd really want to have a pretty clear idea what the answers are before you start publicly stating this. So presumably Jersey has done a lot of work on this and knows where it's headed. Certainly though, as far as agriculture and fisheries are concerned, we haven't been involved in any discussions with Jersey, so we're not aware of what they're proposing.
Finally, you had this thing recently where there were some queenies landed, weren't there? That were outside the territorial waters of the Isle of Man and were being processed. They didn't meet the Isle of Man requirements, but they were quite okay as it stood for other people. You kicked off on that one, and have you got anywhere with it?
Yes, I mean certainly that message has now been very firmly put to fishermen. They are aware of that, although I understand that there may have been another issue relating to this, where perhaps some queenie meat was landed into small queenie meat was landed into the Isle of Man to try and assist one of the processes. Now, really, that doesn't assist the process. It might sort out a short-term problem, but long-term, that's bad news for the whole queenie industry. So we really don't want to see this rubbish being landed anywhere, let alone in the Isle of Man. And I've been absolutely clear about this. If we catch people doing this, we are going to prosecute.